You are watching a master at work.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Christian Bae TV where Christ and Culture connects. I pray that you guys are having a wonderful day. As you guys see from the title, today we're talking that's not cute. As you guys see from the title, today we're talking about why I started my feminine energy journey. I'm letting y'all all up in my business, all up in my tea, all up in my love life. And I am going to share with you guys what made me start my journey, how God activated the journey within me, how he made me reflect on generations and just relationships and how relationships are supposed to be, how a woman is supposed to be, what's a woman's role, what's a man's role, and all of that good stuff. We'll be talking about it in today's video. So if you guys would like to hear about that and also see me do this quick bead, okay? It's really a quick bead. It's really quick and straight to the point. Keep watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you get your ticket for the It's Okay to Love webinar series, which will be February 25th through 27th on Zoom. Secure your spot. We'll be talking about Christ-like courting. We'll be talking about slaying the single season, and we're talking about kingdom marriage. So whether you're single, courting, or married, this is the webinar for you. That link will be in the description. Now let's get into the video. Hey y'all. Got my makeup. As you guys see from the title, today we're doing a get ready with me, okay? I got my mirror right here. I got my makeup brushes and I got my makeup bin right here. During this get ready with me, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what made me start my feminine journey, what made me want to tap into my feminine energy, what made me even want to figure out what feminine, look, I can't even get it out. What made me want to figure out what feminine energy is, okay? That's what we're talking about today. So I'm just letting y'all into my world. Now that we got announcements out the way, y'all, this is so ghetto. Look, I gotta hold my robe with a clip because I don't know what a little string at. Y'all know I just moved, so give me grace. But before I get into the makeup, I wanted to show you guys some stuff. Do a little quick haul of some new makeup that I got. I got these from, what store is this? Marshall's. This is the Extension Fiber Mascara, 2x length and curl. So I get mascara, not for my top lashes really, because y'all know I always wear strips, but now I'm trying out individuals, y'all. Whew, it's a lot of work, but they're cute. But, why the light keep changing? Okay, pardon me if the light change, y'all. But I got this because I like to use mascara on my bottom lashes. So it say 2x length and curl, so we're gonna see what that's about. I also got this from Marshall's. It was $3, y'all. Y'all gotta go to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and Ross makeup section because they be having makeup for the low. So this is a 2-in-1 brow perfector, brow pomade in the brush and a brown pencil, all in here. It's like this. So I got that. That was $3 and the mascara was $3. Like, why not? I got this eyebrow pencil from the beauty supply store. This is color black brown. I'm gonna use this on my eyebrows today. I also got this from Marshall's. This is e.l.f., y'all. e.l.f. mineral infused black mascara. It was $2. I didn't need it, but come on, it's $2. I think e.l.f. only charged like $6 for it, but hey, $4. This is also e.l.f. and it was $2. It's a new highlighter. It's called Baked Highlighter Apricot Glow. Y'all know I use my same two highlighters that I always let it use, but today we're gonna use this one. So I'm gonna take it out the packet now so I don't forget, because I wanna try a new highlighter. And I think that's all I got. I also got some lashes from the beauty supply store. I love this brand of lashes. This is LaFleur NY Minx. And my favorite number is number 67. And sometimes I double these with another lash. I don't have it in here to show y'all. But yeah, that's it. The rest of that is just trash. So that's a little quick makeup haul of the makeup stuff that I got from the store. Now that we did that, let's get into these brows. Actually, I'm gonna do the brows and come back because y'all know how brows be browning. So I'm gonna do the brows and come back. Actually, I feel like I'm more advanced and mature. I could do the brows on camera, you know what I mean? So let's get into it. Put that right there. So I feel like what made me start tapping into my feminine energy, or even learning what feminine energy was was I was on TikTok and I saw a video that talked about feminine energy. Now, I had never really dove into it. That's my makeup brush, y'all. Makeup brushes. I had never really thought about it or thought about figuring out my feminine energy or anything like that, but the video kind of caught my attention. I don't remember what video it was, to be honest, but it was just a video and she was talking about why it's important to rest in your feminine energy. And even thinking about it now, y'all, I think God had been calling me to rest in my feminine energy, because I remember when I first started my relationship with God, the Bible verse, my favorite book of the Bible is 1 Peter. I love that book. I tell everybody that's my favorite book, 1 Peter. And in 1 Peter and 2 Peter, and in the book of Peter, it talks about women having a gentle and quiet spirit. And when you begin to research and learn, oh my gosh, y'all, the light is getting horrible. I'm so sorry. It keeps going so dark. Let me move this closer. Hopefully this is better. So as you begin to research and learn more about feminine energy, it reminds you of the scripture that talks about women having a gentle and quiet spirit. So as soon as I saw that video, I feel like God reactivated that seed in me, because that was always my favorite Bible verse about women having a gentle and quiet spirit. Like, if nothing else stuck with me in the Bible, that verse stuck with me in the Bible. Gentle and quiet spirit, gentle and quiet spirit. Now, that verse stuck with me a lot because if y'all watch the Chit Chat with Christian Bae, y'all already know I told y'all I am definitely the Christian version of Young Miami. For sure. Like, I was never the shy girl in school. I was a cheerleader, stepper, volleyball player, debate team, loud, life of the party. I walk in the room, I own the room, energy on 1,000. So, gentle and quiet spirit, that doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really fit me. And it's not that having a big personality is a bad thing. It's just that, I guess, how do I want to word this? Because it's not a bad thing to have a big personality, to own the room when you walk in. None of that is bad. It's not bad at all. But knowing when to turn it off and when to simmer down. I feel like in my love life, when it comes to relationships, I always struggled with, because I'm so me, I'm me all the time. So my significant other got the same version of me that my friends got. Like, it's no cap in my rap. Like, I am just me 24/7. So it was never a time where I would activate, okay, you're in the presence of your man. This is your significant other. You're supposed to be soft to him. Like, you're not the head, you're not the leader, you're the woman. You follow, you let him lead, you submit, you know, you don't overtalk him, you're not taking charge. There was no boundary with me. So the same big bold personality that I had in friendships, I also had that same big bold personality in relationships. I'm a leader, I lead things, I don't sit back, I don't go with no flow. I still don't go with the flow, but you know what I mean? Like, I still had, so y'all, what I've been doing with my eyebrows is when I want my eyebrows shut, I've been using foundation instead of highlighter, because when I don't want it too bright. So I'm gonna use the foundation on top, but I'm gonna use concealer on the bottom because I want it kind of brighter on the bottom. But I did my makeup so good for my birthday, y'all. I'm gonna insert some pictures. I did my makeup so good, and I literally had 30 minutes to get dressed and my makeup came out bomb. Don't y'all hate when that happens? It's just like, when you're trying to put in the work, it don't be working. But when you just trying to make do or whatever, it come out great. But oh, here go the mess. Do I want to use toffee? I'm gonna use both of these as toffee. Yeah, I'm trying to find. See, when I was doing my makeup, I was just throwing stuff back in here, because all type of stuff in the makeup brush bag. I got bronzer, concealer, child, freaking blush, girl, liner. Yeah, I was in a rush. I just said, let's go. Okay, look at this. I'm trying to find a brush to do my eyebrows, y'all. Y'all know when I start doing stuff, okay, I got it. The videos get long. But so yeah, there was no boundary for me. Like, there needs, and that'll be a tip I give you guys. There needs to be a separation. How you are with your friends is not how you are with your man. I mean, you feel like that's common sense, but it wasn't common sense for me. And I feel like a big part of it for me growing up was the fact that I didn't grow up in a 2-parent household. So I grew up with a single mom. So I never saw, I never had that male female model for me to see that this is how women are and this is how men are. This is the role of a relationship. Being that I grew up with a single mom, I just saw a strong black independent woman that gets everything done, and she clearly don't need a man because she getting it done. You know what I mean? So that was my mindset. So that's why I didn't know how to separate the two, because I never saw the separation. My mom was always independent single black woman that's getting it done. So the same bold personality I had, I said I'm doing toffee at the bottom, and then on top I'm gonna do the Marc Jacobs, Cafe Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Foundation in color 430, which is my color foundation. Actually, did I put on that foundation for my birthday? No, I used NARS. Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna try to do my birthday makeup again. But yeah, so I never saw the difference. So I was just always me. Y'all, I'm so sorry that my light keep changing like this. I hate it. Child, I ain't even put on no primer. It's okay, I can put primer on my face. But yeah, so I never knew the difference of the two. And as I grew in my relationship with God, God began to show me what a wife is supposed to be like, what it is to be like a wife. Like certain characteristics you have as a single woman, you're gonna have to let go as a wife. That's just, let me know if y'all wanna see that video. That's a separate video, right? So I'm going a little bit too far back. Let me just bring it up. So that's just a little details. When I became a wife, God began to show me that there are certain characteristics that you can't have as a wife that you had when you were single. So I feel like that feminine video that I saw on YouTube, it resurfaced the thoughts that I had when God was really planting in my heart how to be a woman with a gentle and quiet spirit, if that makes sense. Like, that stuck with me for a reason, and I began to try to practice it, but the verse didn't give me any tangible steps, if that makes sense. Like, it was no steps. It's just, okay, I need to have a gentle and quiet spirit. But now I know I still needed to know what that looks like. How do you have this gentle and quiet spirit? So, hold on, cause something is okay. So I got the verse planted in my heart, but I had never had the steps. Like, okay, I know I'm supposed to be a gentle and quiet spirit, so I'm just gonna do it based on what I think that looks like. But I feel like when God placed that TikTok video in front of me, the video gave me more physical steps on how to do that. And in the video, she was just explaining like the importance of resting in your feminine energy and like going out on dates by yourself, how to carry yourself. Like, she was just speaking real general. She didn't give any steps per se. Y'all feel like I'm messing up my brows trying to talk. She didn't give any steps per se, because that was too far up. There we go. But what she was saying resonated with me a lot. I'm sorry, I can't remember what video it was, but that video basically reactivated the gentle and quiet spirit seed within me, and I began to get curious. And that's a word within itself. I want y'all to know that sometimes God will allow you to see stuff because he wants you to get curious about it, and he's trying to activate some thoughts in your mind. And I feel like that's what he did with that video. So I began to get curious, and then I began to look up YouTube videos about having a gentle and quiet spirit. See, this is how it looks. I think this is what I did. And then I kind of fill it in on the bottom too, but not too much. So then I began to look up YouTube videos on feminine energy because I like what she was talking about. Like, yeah, like a lady is supposed to be soft, and I feel like God allowed that video to come at that time because I was ready to receive it. I realized, and it's funny because I had been talking to my friends about it for a little minute. Actually, y'all, so what month was it? Shoot. What month was it? It wasn't October, because October we went to Houston for my friend's birthday. It was either August or September. My friends hit me up one day and was like, pack a bag, we going out of town tonight. Pack a bag, be ready in an hour, we going out of town. And I was like, all right, bet, we out. So we like to take like little day trips to Orlando just because. Spend time, get away, because life be lifing. So we just want to get away. So they was like, pack a bag, we gonna be there in an hour. We doing a road trip to Orlando. So on a road trip, God placed it on my heart. Like usually my friends, we are Florida girls. And Florida girls are rough around the edges. Like the way that Young Miami and JT talk, like that's just, we're just a product of our environment, and we just rough. Like I can't really put it into words, but it's not an act. Like we are really rough around the edges. So my friends like trap music, like that's what they like to listen to. And God placed it on my heart to get the aux and play love songs. And that's what I did. And they was looking at me crazy, y'all. So crazy. And I was like, I feel like we don't ever promote love. And it's because we're from Florida, and Florida does not really promote love. Like, I can't stress it enough. I keep saying like, I'm sorry, but I can't stress it enough. In Florida, baby, you gotta be a savage. Don't come to Florida looking for love, because it's gorillas out here, okay? Like, if I say like one more time, it's gorillas out here in Florida. So love is not really at the top of anybody's to-do list, okay? Nobody's to-do list. But in that car ride, I told my friends, like, we don't talk about love enough, and I don't know why, but I don't like it, so I'm playing. Hold on, y'all. My mom ain't love me. Yeah, I was talking to my mother-in-law. But dang, I don't remember where I stopped at. But what I was saying, I think this looks good. This one is kind of giving me problems, y'all. This one is perfect, but I feel like this one, it's not giving the give. You know what I mean? But we gotta hurry up because this is taking longer. Well, that phone call kind of threw me back. It's 3:40 now. But you know what? I'm just gonna keep going. The brows just blend in with the makeup anyways. It'll be fine.
Hey y'all, it's editing me. I realized I didn't finish the story after the phone call. So the purpose of me mentioning the road trip with my friends and me playing the love songs in the car was because I realized these are the three people that I hang around the most, and they kind of avoid love, don't talk about love. It's like love is pushed to the back of their mind, which means I probably used to be doing the same thing before God brought this to my attention. So I was checking my friend group, and that whole trip I was beginning to talk to them more about the importance of marriage, because out of the four of us, I'm the only one married. And I'm just like, y'all don't want to be married? Like, I was diving into the topic, y'all. So I was talking about marriage with them, and I was talking about the importance and what God created us to be as wives and all of these other things. And then once we came back home, I dived into the feminine energy even more.
I began to look at different YouTube videos that were talking about resting in your feminine energy, why it's so important to be feminine, and all of these other things. And one video that I watched is by this guy named, I think his name is MJ Mathis. I'll put the video in the card right here. But I think his name is MJ Mathis. And he talks about, he's a guy, he's a gay guy. And I was watching his video because, let's just take a minute right here to talk about this, because I said I was gonna mention this in one of my videos. I know that y'all think that all Christians are supposed to be like bashing gays, and it's just like, I feel like you cannot support something but still not speak down on it at the same time. So like, if I had a say so, which I'm not God, so I really don't have a say-so. If I had a say-so, I would not promote homosexuality because it doesn't align with the word of God. But do I have a problem with people who are homosexual? No. I actually feel like a lot of gay men have very like soft spirits, if that makes sense. Like their spirit just seems, I feel like they got the feminine energy down pat, if I'm being honest. Like they be talking more gentle than me. I mean, they be more dainty than me, and it's just like, well, where you learn that at? Teach me. So I don't know, like, and I thought about this on like Sunday, I think it was. I went to Ulta, and the boy that rung me up, he was gay, you know, he had his nails done. He was like, I like your nails. And I was like, thank you, I like your nails too. But he was just so nice. Like, he was so nice. And I don't know. So like, I hate that there's this stigma that like, if you're a woman of God or a man of God, just a Christian in general, you got some type of inside beef with people who are gay or homosexual. And it's just like, not me. Like, that's between you and God. I don't promote it. I wouldn't say that I agree with it, but that's not my role to condemn anybody. So that's how I feel. So I was watching this guy, and he's a gay guy, and he talks about feminine energy. And it sounds weird because it's just like, you're a guy, how you gonna talk about feminine energy? But girl, he got it. He got it down pat. And when I was watching the videos, it was some stuff that he was saying, and he was literally calling me out. Like, let me give y'all an example. He was talking about, y'all, while I was on the phone with my mother-in-law, I already put on the primer that I use, is Smashbox Photo Finish. I still got this small one because I didn't finish using it. And I got another one, more full size, is this one with the SPF in it. Yes, SPF 20 in it. So I already put on primer. Foundation I'm gonna use is NARS. My color is 6628 Dark 2 New Caledonia, however you say it. But I started watching the guy, and a lot of what he was saying really resonated with me and really called me out. Like, he was talking about, like, one thing he said, he was like, if you talking to your man and y'all having a conversation, don't be standing there with your arms folded like this. That look like y'all are in a debate. It just comes off as masculine. It comes off as very defensive. Like, relax, you're soft, you're a woman, you're welcoming. Women are naturally nurturing. And something else that he said was, he was like, when it comes to a man, they're just like, he was like, it's just like a baby, but in full form. They're still, so think about how you treat a newborn baby. You're very soft, you're kissing it, and it's not saying that your man should be your child, but it's by nature, women are nurturing. And it's just like, just because you're dealing with a grown man don't mean you're supposed to take off that nurturing hat. He still needs that side of you because that's who you were created to be by default. And listening to him, it made plenty of sense because I am very nurturing, especially when it comes to babies. Like, I love babies. Y'all know I worked at a daycare when I was in college, and I work with 1-year-olds, and I just love babies. I'm naturally nurturing. I naturally have baby fever all the time. So when he said that, it made sense. And he was like, your significant other, he's a grown man. Look at this light changing. He was saying how, like, our significant others, even though they're grown men, they still need that same nurturing side, because if they're not getting it from us, where are they getting it from? And he was like, you ever thought about how, like, women who are in a relationship with mama's boys, they be like, oh, you go to your mom for everything, you talk to your mom about everything, you don't talk to me, etc., etc. Because mom has that nurturing side. Mom has that gentle and quiet spirit. Regardless of what age they are, she still is playing her role as a nurturing woman with a gentle and quiet spirit. And I feel like society has taught us that, like, oh, once a man reaches a certain age, he no longer needs to be comforted. He no longer needs our soft sides. He no longer needs our nurturing sides. But that's a lie. If anything, as they get older, they need it more because they experience more in this world. You know what I mean? Like, a grown black man or white man, well, you know, no color doesn't take away, I mean, what black men do go through more, let's not be crazy. But whether it's a grown black man, white man, Hispanic man, whatever, they still have their own battles that they face in this world. So more than they did when they were a child. more than they did when they were an infant. So if anything, instead of us cutting it off when they become grown, it's just nurturing them in a grown capacity. So him saying that, and I hope it's making sense, y'all, but him saying that, it really made sense to me, and it really showed me, like, and I have 3 godsons, if y'all don't know. I have 3 godsons. So then I began to think about my husband the way I think about my godsons, and it's just like, the same way I'm patient with them, I need to be patient with him. The same way when they think about a child or an infant, when they're trying to speak and say something and they're like stuttering or it's not making sense. To babies or children, we don't say, shut up, you're not making no sense. We say, okay, say it again. You're patient with them, like you're trying to get them to, you know, okay, let's piece it together. Let me help you try to figure out what it is. Like, our whole demeanor and posture is different when it comes to children opposed when it comes to a man. But what he was saying in the video is they need that same type of patience. They need that same type of nurturing, even though they're adults now. It just looks different. And he was saying that's why a lot of men cling to their mother, and then their significant other gets jealous or say, oh, you're a mama boy, you always want to tell your mama everything, you want to tell me everything. Yeah, it's because you're not nurturing, welcoming, gentle and quiet spirit. Child, my SD card said full. Not in the middle of this rant. So anyways, back to what we were saying. You're not gentle, quiet spiriting, so he doesn't feel that safe space to open up to you, to be vulnerable to you, to come to you and know that I don't have to be tough in your presence. Like, I can let my guard down with you. That's the atmosphere that a woman, a wife, is supposed to set. Wife, girlfriend, whatever you are, is supposed to set for that male figure. It was never God's plan for a woman to have to take the lead and have to be in control and have to not be in control, because I'm not saying God wants us to be weak or less. Like, I feel like society has taught us that being soft and vulnerable is being weak, or is equivalent to being weak, when that's not the case at all. When you're soft and vulnerable and you create that soft and vulnerable atmosphere for your significant other, your spouse, your husband, your man, whoever, your brother, your uncle, whoever, if you create that soft atmosphere for them, that nurturing atmosphere for them, while resting in your feminine energy and being a nurturing woman that God created you to be, you actually have the power. Because that means that this masculine man, who is the head, who is called to be strong, who God created to be courageous and to take the lead, he will feel comfortable in your presence because you have created a safe space for him. So now that he's comfortable in your presence and in that atmosphere, he's able to become vulnerable and open up to you because you created that space for him. So you actually have the power because you see him at his purest, most vulnerablest, and sometimes weakest form. When they break down and open up and let you know what's going on, that's a weak moment for such a strong man. But sometimes every strong man needs a safe space to be able to be weak. We get tired of being strong sometimes. You don't think they get tired of being strong? So it's not a crime for a man to feel weak or be vulnerable. And when you create that safe space, that soft, nurturing environment, it doesn't make you weak. It makes you you have the power to pour back into that man, to remind him of who he is, to love on him when he's at his lowest, to uplift him and give him the encouraging words that he needs to hear, because he's allowing you to see him at not his best self. When a man allows you to see that, you have the power. But a lot of times women abuse that power, and so men feel like, you know, I'm not doing that anymore because the last woman that I did it with, she took advantage of me. See, there are some women who use their femininity as a weapon. That's not right, and that's also not how God has called us to be, because you reap what you sow. You reap what you will reap what you sow. Let's not ever get it confused. So I'm all over the place with this rant, y'all, because this topic, I love this topic. But anyways, I got my foundation on. I'm using a NARS foundation. I already told y'all. Now we're gonna move on to concealer. I kind of want to go for, I still haven't used this Tarte concealer that I got, but I'm gonna just stick with what I know today. And I'm gonna use my e.l.f. medium sand and deep olive. So he was talking that talk in the video, y'all. He was talking that talk, and he also was talking about, can y'all see? So he was talking about your tone. And that video that I watched, it just, I don't know how to describe it. It just really spoke to me. He was calling me out about my tone, my attitude. And really, when you think about it, because if you're not resting in your feminine energy, which is soft, nurturing, welcoming, you're resting in masculine energy, because everybody has masculine and feminine energy. The thing on my nose kind of crooked, but whatever. Everybody has masculine and feminine energy, right? And I was just one of the women who I had more masculine than feminine, which is why I felt like I needed to be in charge. I needed to take the lead. I needed to do this, I needed to do that. That was my masculine energy coming to the forefront. And the thing about it is, it could get in the way of the male's masculine energy. And it's just like, sometimes when the man is not operating his masculine energy, we feel like, well, he's just not man enough. But are you just stepping in his role? Are you crossing boundaries and doing what he's supposed to be doing, and then mad that he won't fight you to do it? If you want to take out the trash yourself, you can't be mad at him for not snatching it out of your hand. How about you go sit down? How about you rest in your feminine energy and sit down and let him do what a man's supposed to do? I can say that because I was that one where it's just like, I'm gonna do it myself, I'm gonna do it myself, I'm gonna do it myself, I'm gonna do it myself. And then it's just like, well, why you ain't doing it? Girl, you never left it for me to do. You never left it for me to do. Now, there are some men who operate from a very strong masculine energy, and they just be like, nah, you ain't doing that, I'm doing it. We love you, kings, we love you. But they shouldn't have to do that. They shouldn't have to do it. So this year, we're resting in our feminine energy, and I'm gonna be creating different videos, talking about it, helping you guys tap into it as I grow, because I'm still learning myself. But from what I've learned so far, it is so beautiful. And I'm so thankful that God led me to this journey. Y'all, I'm just going fast now. So I also had to take a look back before I started my feminine journey to see why I was the way I was. And what I realized is that my mom didn't rest in her feminine energy, and neither did my grandma. Why? It's not their fault. They were never taught. They were never taught they had to be the strong Black woman. And in order, I always tell y'all, the Christian way, the curse breaker. In order to break curses, you have to see where it started. Where does this come from? And it came from my mom's mom. So my great grandma, she didn't rest in her feminine energy. She was a strong Black independent woman, you know? So that's in my bloodline. So when it came to dating, I realized I had a lot of the same characteristics as my mom. And my mom isn't married. And my grandma isn't married either. And my great grandma wasn't married either. So it's just like, if you want the same outcome, then do the same thing. That's the revelation God had to give me. If you want the same outcome, then do the same thing. But if you want to stay married, you have to do something different. You have to switch it up. And you're going to have to learn how to rest in your feminine energy, because no man is going to fight you for a role that I called him to be the head. I called him to be the leader of the household. Why do we have to fight you for it? No, you get in your position. So that was a revelation. My phone don't even recognize who I am right now, y'all. Face ID not working. So that was a revelation that God had to give me. Like, if you want different, you have to do different. And y'all, I also through looking back, I learned that the masculine energy that I was operating in, it was from both sides. So even I don't know which one I was just using. This one, I think. Even my dad's mom operated in masculine energy. So I had double. I was double trouble, okay? Y'all, I that my last name from my dad is not even my last name. So there's a whole part of my family that I don't know. Like my dad's side of the family, I know my dad's mom family, but I don't know my granddad's family. And I don't know my granddad, which would be my dad's dad. I don't know my granddad's family because my grandma, operating in her masculine energy, her pimpish ways, didn't know. I don't want to say didn't know. She's passed away. Rest in peace, grandma. I don't want to misconstrue your name, girl. I don't want to get it wrong. But basically, my dad has my grandma's maiden name, not his dad's last name, because that's what it is, grandma. That's what it is. You didn't know who the daddy was, so you just gave him your last name. She gave my daddy her last name because she didn't know who the daddy was. I gotta tell it like it is. So when I was born, I have my dad's last name, but my dad's last name is not really his last name, if that makes sense. I know that makes sense. Oh, I hate when you got 613 hair and foundation get on it. So yeah, and it's because my grandma operated in masculine energy. So my mom would even tell me stories where like my dad and my mom would pick up my grandma. First of all, why she have a car? My dad and my mom would pick up my grandma from her boyfriend's house and drop her off to another boyfriend's house. So when I used to be going on my little rants telling y'all that I used to be a little pimp in high school, know that it was no cap in my rap because I got it from my grandma. I learned that I got it from my grandma. So that was also masculine energy. So before starting this journey, when God had me reflecting on everything, I realized like this masculine energy runs deep because my grandma, my dad's mom, she wasn't married either. Because I know that social media and society portrays this pimping, I'm gonna show you how to pimp and you know, all that as is so cool. It gets played out. And at the end of the day, everybody wants somebody. As much as everybody trying to act like they don't, they do. Cause that's why JT made that song and then she got with Uzi and went ghost. That's the gag. She made that song teaching y'all how to be a city girl and all this stuff, but then she got with Uzi and went ghost on everybody. And y'all, oh, city girls, I know they're not. No, they're not. She found her love, as she should. Period. Y'all want to believe it if y'all want to. Be a fool if you want to. And you're gonna be lonely by yourself. Now you in distress. That's what you get. Stay out my business. So I'm all over the place with this rant. I began to reflect on my history with my grandparents. My dad was his mama's son, okay? It was, when my dad passed, y'all, it was a fight at the girls, not a fight, but like girls was like fighting at his funeral over who could put their flowers on his grave. Tell me your daddy was that guy without telling me your daddy was that guy. You know what I mean? So he was definitely his mama's son. And I was definitely my daddy's daughter. And God was just like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. I'm calling you to have a kingdom marriage. You're gonna have to get rid of all of that. So I had to take a look back to see that this is generations on top of generations of thinking like this and acting like this. And if I want different, because like I said, my grandma wasn't married on my dad's side. My grandma ain't married on my mama's side. My mom's not married. If I want different, I have to operate different. So that's what led to me starting my feminine journey and really wanting to know more about tapping into my feminine energy. What I'm using now is the EVIN Contour and Glow Stick in the color Walnut. So that's what led to me really wanting to know more about it. And honestly, it's the best decision I ever made. When I say the best decision I ever made, because y'all know that's what I hate about having on a scarf. The foundation don't go where it's supposed to go because it's scarf anyway. It's the best decision that I ever made I feel like I'm looking crazy, y'all, because the light keeps switching. It's the best decision that I ever made because it has helped me view relationships in another way, in a better way. And it also has helped me learn how to speak to my significant other. Like, and I feel like through me changing the way I speak to him, he's also way more verbal. Like, it has increased our communication by 1,000, to say the least. And mind y'all, I only started this journey like not even 6 months ago. Not even 6 months ago. All right, let me think. I just want a little soft look, so I don't need a whole bunch of that. Now I'm gonna do, so after, you know, watching, so I watched so many videos, y'all. So many videos. And then through starting my journey, it's crazy because since I started this journey, I've seen so many women talk about how they want to be more soft, they want to be more loving, like they don't want to be toxic, they don't want to, you know, have to be tough, like they want to be soft and submissive. I keep seeing those type of posts, and I love that for them because that's who God created us to be. Y'all, I'm not liking how it's looking over here, but we just gonna keep going. At the end of the day, that's who God created us to be, soft, loving women. I feel like the world and different experiences made us tough. And sometimes when you go through stuff in relationships and different experiences, God allows you to go through it so that you can see what he does not want for you. So it's for you to see red flags in significant others, not for you to become tough in your heart or get a stubborn heart. That wasn't the intent of that. The intent was to show you what a red flag looks like. The intent was to show you what type of man not to date, not to let that type of toxic man turn you toxic, because now you know better than him, because you let his poor decisions and poor ways change you. And God is just like, you had a pure heart, you had a loving heart, and I wanted that for you. So, you know, everybody's story isn't like mine. I was born like that. Not I was born like that, but that's what I saw. So I was a product of my environment. But for some people, y'all grew up in loving environments, but because of a heartbreak, you changed your ways. And God is saying today, like, I want the loving you back. I want the thought for you back. Because God can't bring your significant other that he has for you if you have turned into this toxic version of yourself because of what a man that you wasn't even supposed to be with long term did to you. Yeah, it hurt. Okay, you experienced it, but don't stay there. Grow from there. Because the longer you stay there, the longer you stay there, the more power that person has over you. Because whoever he is or she is, they're still affecting you. They don't deserve that power. Take your power back and get back to your loving self, and just keep trusting that God has somebody that he's sending. And that person that he's sending for you, that person needs the loving version of you, not the hurt version of you, the healed version of you. So yeah, you went through that pain, you experienced it. Now heal from it so that God can send a love that will make you happy. You know? Y'all, I'm so sorry. I feel like the light keeps changing. I'm gonna keep complaining about it. So, even as I begin to reflect on, because with this feminine journey, I also reflected on past relationships. And I was like, dang, like even in my past relationships, my significant others wanted the feminine side of me. Like they would ask for it. And I was just not giving it. Not giving it. Like, even I remember my first love, he used to always tell me, like, stop cursing, don't curse. Like, why are you cursing? And that's because cursing is not feminine. Like, sweet words are supposed to come out of your mouth. And using curse words, like, that's not cute. It's not cute. And I stopped cursing when he asked me to, but at the time I didn't realize, like, how it took away from the feminine. Because the thing is, the gentle and quiet spirit that God wants us to have, it goes along with the Bible verse that said, husbands, adorn your wives. Like, there's a verse that talks about husbands admiring and worshiping their wives, a husband honoring. It says, wives, respect your husband, and husbands, honor your wife. Are you somebody worth honoring? And not saying that, you know, you and your flaws aren't worth honoring, but just speaking on the way that you carry yourself, the way that you talk, the things that you say, does it give honor? Because you want him to honor you, but do you honor you with the way that you talk and the things you say and the energy that you give? Are you always negative? Are you always talking down? You know what I mean? It's like thinking about those things. So it's crazy, because when I begin to research more on feminine energy, I realized how much it relates with the word of God and what God says a wife, or simply a woman, should be. Quiet, nurturing, gentle, uplifting, encouraging. Even a Bible verse that says a gentle answer turns away wrath. Sometimes men operating in their masculine energy with their egos and their pride, sometimes they come with wrath. You know, they come, you feel you didn't have a good day, so you got a bad attitude, but the Bible literally tells us how to overcome that. So the mascara I just used was Morphe. I said I was gonna use that new one, I didn't even open it. But the Bible literally tells us how to deal with that. Like, a gentle answer turns away wrath. Y'all, like, I feel like now that my eyes have been open to feminine energy, I'm able to see it in so many different ways. So y'all remember the movie The Hulk with the big green thing? What was his soft spot? That little girl he was dating. I don't remember her name. But whenever he would be like, ah, like, he would go to her and she would like pat him on his head and he would calm all the way down. That feminine energy, that's what I'm talking about. Let's put on this mascara, this blush. Y'all, I'm not crazy about it, because I feel like I was talking and not paying attention, but it's good enough. That's the masculine and feminine energy that I'm talking about. Our men have to go out into the world and be the Hulk. They have to figure it out. They have to fight through police brutality and people expecting them to always be strong and always have the answers and all of this stuff. Their significant other should create that safe, soft space for them. Not just safe, but soft. And I feel like it's easy for us as women to do it with our friends, but we don't do it with men, because, oh, you strong, so I ain't gotta be soft with you. Wrong. If anything, he needs you to be soft even more to him. Cause if you not being soft with him, where he getting it from? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's kind of like how we feel. If you ain't gonna pump my gas, somebody else at the gas station will. If you not gonna tell me my day is gonna get better, if you're not gonna tell me it's okay, you know, it'll get better, if you're not gonna tell me that, you can't be mad when somebody else does. That's what feminine energy taught me. So that's how and why I started my feminine energy journey, because I feel like it's a necessity. I'm about to use this e.l.f. apricot glow for the first time, if it'll open. So that's why I started my feminine journey. And like I said earlier, it has been one of the best decisions I ever made. I am much more calm, much more at peace. my significant other feels much more comfortable talking to me because I create that environment. As I should. Because at the end of the day, every woman just wants to be top priority. You know what? It's because she forgot to cut a piece of this hair off. That's what I feel like. I don't feel like it's me. See how this one is, and then this one is like a little, it was a lady, she did that. At the end of the day, I feel like every woman wants to be top priority in their man's life, especially a wife, because you should come first. That's biblical, you come first. But if you're not bringing me peace, why should I put you first? Do you want to vent and open up to somebody that's negative and toxic and always got something slick to say when you in your low moments? No. So my homework for the ladies watching this and that are in a relationship or in a marriage is, are you creating a safe space for him to open up to? You know what? That just must mean it's a no. I'm not gonna fight with this. Are you creating that safe space? Or are you just demanding him to open up to you, but when you get mad, you throw it back up in his face? I wouldn't open up to you either. Who wants to hear that? Things to think about. So that's why I started my feminine energy journey, my feminine journey. And I think I'm gonna do a video on some masculine characteristics that every woman should give up. Can carry these characteristics in 2022, okay? Y'all know it's my first time having me. I'm trying to maintain them properly. But yeah, let me know if y'all want to see that video. Masculine energies that you should give up as a feminine woman. That's what I think my next video is going to be. I'm also thinking about doing a video on 3 feminine characteristics that you should have. So if y'all want to see those 2 videos, leave it in the description. That's pretty much it for my makeup. Y'all already know I keep it pretty simple, pretty basic with the lips. Y'all already know. With the lips, what I do, y'all already know if you're a regular. So with the lips, I just take a brown pencil. And I do like that. Actually, I think I'm about to record the 3 feminine characteristics that every woman should have video right now, because I know y'all gonna want to see it. I think I'm about to record that right now. But I just do like that. And then for a lip, I just do something real simple. Let's see. I'm gonna just do Riri Sweet Mouth. Cause yeah, cause that's the end of this video. So we just gonna keep it real simple with some Riri. And then y'all already know Morphe setting spray. You know the vibes. It's giving Barbiana. Babyana. Scarf, go back there. So that's the end of this video. Why I decided to start my feminine journey. I just realized that in order for me to be the person, the woman, the wife that God has called me to be, even the future mother, I need to be postured according to the characteristics that he said a woman should have. And those characteristics are a very feminine, loving, soft, gentle, quiet spirited characteristics. So that is what made me start my feminine journey. And God is just so strategic with the way that he made it happen, with me seeing that YouTube video and it leading to me watching more YouTube videos. And I applied everything that I saw, and best decision that I ever made. That's the quickest way I could sum it up. It was the best decision that I ever made. And I know that God is calling me to be more open with my love life, with my marriage, with the anointing that he has placed over me for relationships. So this is going to be one of the first of the many feminine energy relationships, kingdom marriage videos that you guys are going to see. Don't forget that I will be having the It's Okay to Love webinar on February 25th through the 27th. You can get the link in the description to secure your spot. We're going to be talking about slaying the single season. We're going to be talking about Christ-like courting, and we're going to be talking about kingdom marriages. So whether you're single, dating, or married, this is the webinar for you. You can purchase all 3 webinars for all 3 days to attend all 3 days, or you could just do the day that applies to you. But God has been downloading into me about relationships, and I can't wait to share with you guys the word and the revelation that he has given me, and more of the gems and the insight that he has given me in regards to kingdom marriage and relationships in general. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I pray that you enjoyed it. I pray that you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.